There's definitely been some mixed feelings and emotions about Will Howard going to Ohio State. Is this that good of a pickup? Can he take us to the next level? Or heck, can he even beat Michigan? That's the $1,000,000 question. The last of your concerns right now should be, hey, can Will Howard lead us to a national championship? No. Your first concern and your first priority should be, can we beat Michigan? Man, oh man, I hope you are staying up late on your Thursday night because we got some big time college football news to talk about. Not just the past day or so, but the past week, it has been jam-packed with news and I'm loving every second of it. And I'm also trying to relish it and be extremely grateful for it because after the championship game, as we all know, the hype and everything is going to die down. It's unfortunate and I don't even want to think about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now at least, we got some situations to talk about, including, and it's going to be the main topic of this video, the little bro Ohio State has found their new quarterback. I can't wait to talk about this, and there's definitely some mixed feelings and emotions about it because some people think this guy, he's going to be really great, and others, well, let's just say not so much. I think it's more than fair to say he's a polarizing quarterback, to say the least, especially for Ohio State. Because remember, I'm going to remind some of y'all, the standard for an Ohio State quarterback isn't good, it's to be great or elite. I thought Kyle McCord in this most recent season, he was really good, but that's not the standard. If you're not great, if you're not elite, the fans, they're going to turn on you. And I can't fault them too much for it because they just hold them to the standard. It is what it is. We're going to talk all about that, but we also got a bunch of other topics to go over, including, remember the former #1 overall recruit in the country, Malachi Nelson? There's some rumors and speculation on where he may be going. And I can't get over this. We got to bring it up. A quarterback has just been granted his 7th year of eligibility by the NCAA. I'm shaking my head. I wish I would see me. What are we doing, man? And another topic we're going to speak on is some early 2024 college football Heisman Trophy odds have already been released, which I think is kind of insane they've even released these odds considering the fact the current 2023 season is still going on. But hey, I digress. It's going to be a jam-packed video, but all right, Matt, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, further ado. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, let's talk about this. Only going to spend 30 seconds on it. Let's just get it out the way. I had quite a few people saying this to me today, rightfully so, because he was the former #1 overall recruit in the nation, and it's trending everywhere. Malachi Nelson, former USC quarterback, he entered the portal about a week or two ago, is now being stated that Boise State, out of all teams, is the new favorite to land them. I ain't going to hold you. That shocked me a ton when I first saw that because he was the #1 recruit in the nation and now he might potentially go to Boise State. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but come on, man. You know what point I'm trying to get across here. It's Boise freaking State. Why would the former #1 overall quarterback in the country, 5-star recruit, go to Boise State? And that's not to say that it won't work out, but it's definitely interesting. And that's a huge win and a huge pickup for Boise State. And I also saw, and this was really interesting, some people bringing up that, hey, maybe he's just going there because he knows he can start right away. And once he balls out next year, he's going to use that as an advantage in the NIL the following season. In other terms, saying next year if he goes out there and throws for 4,000 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, then your bigger schools like, your big-time schools, Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, and so on, they'll go after him. Because the consensus going on right now is that not too many of those big-time schools I just listed off are going after him whatsoever. But who knows, maybe he can use Boise State as a leg up, and that shouldn't be how we do this whole transfer portal and NIL stuff, but it is what it is. It's not insane to throw that out there, but I did think that was an interesting perspective. Let me know your thoughts on all that down below. Moving along here to our second topic, former Ohio State 5-star recruit Noah Rogers, he just committed to NC State. I think it goes without being said, this is a win-win. It's a win for NC State, you're getting a former 5-star recruit, and it's a win for Noah Rogers because you're going to be starting. NC State doesn't get too many 5-star recruits or former 5-star recruits at that. I'm low-key kind of shocked it didn't work out at Ohio State, and I think it more so has to do with the wide receiver room at Ohio State. It's so loaded and crowded, it's insane. There's too many 5-star wide receivers, and there's not enough balls. It's as simple as that. And I think Noah Rogers wanted to stay at Ohio State, but he didn't really have a choice. If he wanted to play, he had to go elsewhere, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for NC State. Not too much more to be said there, and moving along to our third topic, check this out. We talked about this about, I think it was a month and a half. No, it wasn't a month. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. My apologies. There was a quarterback who played for Oklahoma State who was applying, he had to apply for this, another year of eligibility. Why is this important? Why am I bringing it up? Because this would now officially be his 7th year of eligibility that he was applying for. We see it all the time where certain athletes apply for eligibility, but not for their 7th year of college football. Anyways, getting back on track here, this quarterback goes by the name of no other Alan Bowman, and guess what? The NCAA granted him a 7th year eligibility. And I've said this time to time on a channel, and I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't because somebody told me it, and it changed the way I looked at 5th, 6th, and 7th year seniors. But this person told me, if there's a guy playing college football for 5 or 6 years, or in this case, in the scenario, 7 years, there's a reason for it. He's not good enough for the NFL. You can apply that logic to this situation, but y'all know how I feel about 5th, 6th, and now 7th year quarterbacks. I am far beyond sick and tired of crap like this happening. I am. And you're entitled to your own opinion, but for me, 5 years is pushing it. Playing college football for 5 years is the max, okay? And I don't want to see anything after that. But now we got guys playing for their 6th year and 7th year. It's just too much. Because what it does is it ruins it for the high school kids that are up and coming. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? You are a real deal grown man playing against 19 and 20-year-olds. What are we doing, dog? What are we doing? And I can't even fault him for it too much because I'm sure a lot of people out there, they'd be doing the same thing. And I'm curious. Let's pull up his stats on ESPN because I have no idea what this dude did the past 6 to 7 years. Oh, my goodness. Dude. Oh, no. This guy got to go. This is what I'm talking about. 3 years at Texas Tech. He started playing... I'm sorry, but just saying this is absurd. He played at Texas Tech from 2018 to 2020. And that first year's freshman year wasn't bad whatsoever. 17 touchdowns, 7 INTs, and over 2,500 passing yards, nearly 70% completion percentage. And that seems like it was forever ago. Then he played in 2019 and 2020. Not too good in 2019 and 2020. And then after that, he transfers to Michigan where he doesn't play a single bit. Which is all fine and dandy. And he goes to Oklahoma State in this most recent season and not very good. 3,500 passing yards, completion percentage only about 61, and 15 touchdowns to a miserable 14 INTs. Yeah, bro, I'm sorry. You just gotta give it up. Football is not in your future. And let me make this clear if I haven't already. I'm not mad at this dude playing football another year. I'm mad that he's taken away another opportunity from somebody else. All power to him. Hate the game, not the player. And I could rant on that for the next 8 minutes, but we gotta get a move on. Take a look at this before we get into the Little Bro State news. This is your new, I'm just gonna show you all of them right here, your new early 2024 College Football Heisman Trophy odds, or trophy watch list, whatever you want to call it. Definitely some interesting names on this list. You got Quinn Ewers and Jalen Milroe leading the way, and also Carson Beck. I really don't have too much to say about this because it's so far away, but I thought I'd show it to you because I was just shocked it even came out. And maybe we'll talk more about that down the line, but we gotta get to move on to the main topic, the main encore, main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with the Little Bro, Ohio State? A few hours ago, the breaking news came out that Kansas State transfer quarterback Will Howard, he is committed to Ohio State. Yeah, I think we can all agree that's some big-time news for obvious reasons. As we all know, Kyle McCord, Ohio State's quarterback this year, he wound up entering the transfer portal and he committed to Syracuse. And the backup to Kyle McCord was Devin Brown, but we didn't really get to see what he was capable of in that bowl game because he didn't play too much. But here's what I will tell you, and I said this before the bowl game. What we do know is, and Ryan Day told the whole world this, and the coaching staff told the whole world this, Devin Brown is not better than Kyle McCord. That is not my opinion. That is coming from your head coach himself, Ryan Day. Kyle McCord and Devin Brown had an open quarterback battle even throughout the first couple games of the season, and they said Kyle McCord's better. Why do I bring that up? Because remember, after the Michigan game, Ohio State fans were talking about, oh, Kyle McCord sucks, he's not that great of a quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that theoretically means you don't think Devin Brown is the answer either. If you didn't think Kyle McCord was that good, you're especially not going to think Devin Brown is that good because Kyle McCord's better than him. Yet again, not my words. That's according to your head coach and your entire coaching staff. And we all saw what Ohio State did on offense when Devin Brown went out against Missouri. It was pitiful and it was embarrassing. And what was embarrassing wasn't your third string quarterback not being that good. It was embarrassing that he wasn't prepared for the opportunity. And that's a different conversation for a different day. And by the way, hold on. Now I'm thinking about it. Why does Ryan Day still have a job? Why hasn't he been fired yet? I am confused and baffled by that. When are we going to talk about that? Why is Ryan Day still the head coach of Ohio State? I don't know. Don't get me started on that fraud up in Columbus, Ohio. Do not get me started. We are here to talk about their new quarterback, Will Howard. Like I was saying in the intro, though, there's definitely been some mixed feelings and emotions about Will Howard going to Ohio State. Is this that good of a pickup? Can he take us to the next level? Or heck, can he even beat Michigan? That's the million-dollar question. The last of your concerns right now should be, hey, can Will Howard lead us to a national championship? No. Your first concern and your first priority should be, can we beat Michigan? That right there is the real conversation and the real question you should be asking. And I'll give you my 2 cents on Will Howard. I didn't have time to watch a bunch of his game footage because this news just came out, but I did watch some highlights, and I'll watch some more game footage probably tomorrow, and we'll talk about this in upcoming days. But here's what I'll tell you from what I've seen so far. And I'm not just talking about highlights. I've seen this guy play numerous times throughout his career at Kansas State. And more importantly, he played my team in Alabama. And since we're talking about it, I might as well bring it up because off the top of my head, the only time he played Alabama, it wasn't pretty and it didn't go good for him. I'm going to pull it up right here, and this was the game that happened last year. Granted, he improved last year, but he still played Alabama, so we got to talk about it and bring it up. All right, pulling up his numbers right here, and yeah, these numbers are actually worse than I originally thought. 18 for 35, that's not good, and let me throw in there before we go any farther, that Alabama defense last year was pitiful and embarrassing at times. They weren't that good. 18 for 35, only completed about 52% of his passes, not what you like to see. 200 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 INTs and QBR of 58. Yeah, that's definitely not going to get the job done. Not what you like to see. In that season in 2022, I'll show you his numbers right here. He only completed about 60% of his passes, had 1,600 passing yards with 15 touchdowns to 4 INTs. So not bad, not too bad at all. And in 2023, it's almost like a carbon copy paste. 61% of his passes, 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, which is nice, but 10 INTs. Not exactly a great touchdown to interception ratio, and these numbers you see right here, that's not going to get the job done at Ohio State. You got to remember, though, at Ohio State, he's going to have better weapons, more than likely a better offensive line, better running backs, better everything. And I do expect his numbers to increase playing behind a better offensive line and having better wide receivers to throw to. But here's the thing. As of where it stands right now, I don't think he's that much better than Kyle McCord. The only thing he has over Kyle McCord right now, at least in my humble opinion, is he's somewhat of a dual threat quarterback. But outside of that, don't get it twisted. This guy's not great, and I'm evaluating him for what I've seen up until this point. That's not to say that I don't think he can be great, because I think he has the potential to do that, but I haven't seen that quite just yet at Kansas State. I thought he was good at Kansas State, and at times really good, but nothing special. Ohio State fans aren't going to like that, but take a look at his numbers this year and compare them to Kyle McCord's. Kyle McCord beat him in every statistic, every single one. Had more passing yards, he tied on touchdowns, but had less or lesser interceptions in 6. And oh yeah, by the way, Kyle McCord was top 10 in QBR with 83.7. That's great. So yeah, it's great. You got a new addition in the quarterback room, but it's not too much better than Kyle McCord, and Ohio State fans, y'all didn't like him last year. Remember that? Or this current year. Y'all weren't fans of Kyle McCord. I'm curious, though. It's a hot topic. Let me know your thoughts on this down below, and we'll read off some of those comments in an upcoming video. But, roll it out!